Today we're looking at division. So division is really just repeated subtraction until we get zero. You can see it that way. That sounds a little complicated, but to show that, I will oh, a little wire here. Let me fix that real. But yeah, to demonstrate why I said it's repeated subtraction, we did 81 minus 9. If you know your times tables, you know this is 9 because 9 times 9 is division is the opposite of multiplication. So that's why I know. That's why I said if you know your times tables, you'll just know this is 9 already. If we had, and the reason that is because we did 81 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? If you did this, you would just get 0. Right? You would just get 0. If you don't believe me, you can subtract it aloud on your own, or you can use a calculator to check me. But that's what you're doing when you're dividing. You're finding how many times can you subtract this. How many times do you have to subtract 81 by 9 to get to 0 is what division is. You could also see it as how many times, what number we need. I feel like I'm confusing myself by talking it this way. Our answer, basically, you can also see it like if you had 9 times 9, you get this. You can kind of look at it backwards. You can do like 9 times this, right? Actually, though, you can't see it that way because when I get to algebra, I'll show you. I'll talk more about like this equal sign stuff. Like if we had more things on this side and more things on this side, I'll show you in algebra when I get to that. Which should be probably I should probably be able to get to that in like a week. I might even get to it this weekend. To be honest, I feel like there's not much else I can teach. This basic stuff here. But yeah, that's what division is. If you notice this, the division symbol looks kind of weird. I mean, I never knew why it looked like that, but the reason it looks like that's supposed to look like a little fraction, the little fraction bar, and the little two numbers. That's what the dots are supposed to represent. So you can rewrite this as this. When you do 81 divided by 9, you can rewrite it as this. Like subtraction, division. That's why when I say multiplication is repeated addition, division is just repeated subtraction, basically. So, and just like subtraction, the order that you divide things matters. So if you had 9 divided by 81, that'd be a way different number than 9. It wouldn't be the same number. So that's why you have to, if you want to do this way, if you want to get 9 as your answer, you got to write it in this order, 81 divided by 9. So yeah, you can also write it as this, right? Because if we divided both sides, I'll talk about fractions soon. If we divided both sides by 1, we would get 9 over 1, which is just 9. That's our answer. That's how you would also do it this way if it was a fraction form. The more popular way of dividing bigger numbers, like way bigger numbers, would be through long division, which is when you write what you're dividing in a little like house. That's what it's called. This is a little house. And you put the number 9, right? 81 goes inside the number you're dividing. By what you put outside. So we do, now we're just going to look at the numbers individually for now. So if I asked you how many times can 9 fit into 8? Well, 9 is a bigger number than 8, so it doesn't really fit into 8 any times. So we could just write 0 up here. And now we're going to look at the thing 81. We're going to look at it as a whole thing now, not just as 8. 81. How many times can 9 fit into 81? Again, if you know your times tables, you would know that 9 times 9 is 81. So we could just write 9 up here. And then what you do is, you would multiply 9 times 8. 9 times 0 would be 0. And then you would do 8 minus 0 would just give you 8. And then you bring this guy down to get your 81. 9, you move on to the next number. 9 times 9 is 81. And you subtract. And once your final answer is a 0, you can stop and your answer is whatever's on top. So that's our answer is 9. So I've written 2 examples that I'm gonna work on before I get to the practice problems. So this is another way you can write fraction. You could do 7. This is just 78 divided by 4. That's all it means. It'd be the same if I had written it like this. It's the same thing. So let's do this one first. 4 can fit into 7 about 1 time. So we can do 4 times 1 will be 4. We don't want our number that we multiply this by. So if we had like a 2, we'd get 8. But because 8 is bigger than 7, we can't do that. It wouldn't fit into 7, right? It has to be a number that is either this number or a number smaller than this number. And we have to get as close as we possibly can. And the closest number you can multiply 4 by to get close to 7 is a 1. Because if we did 2, it'd just be 8. That's over 7. So that's why I picked 1. 7 minus 4 is 3. We'll bring down the 8. How many times can 4 fit into 38? One more thing to keep in mind is you cannot pick a number up here. You can't pick a number bigger than 9. So we can't pick 10, or we can't pick any other bigger number than 9. All right, just so we know that in the future. You can't pick a bigger number than 9. You have to pick a number between 0 and 9 to put up here. So the closest we can get to this would be probably a 9. Yeah, because 9, now we're going to multiply 9. 4 times 9 is 36. And now we're going to do subtraction. So 8 minus 6 would be 2. 3 minus 3 would be 0. If you noticed, we ran out of stuff. There's no more things that we can bring down. But we don't have 0 down here. We have a 2 down here. So what you can do is write a little dot on both these, right? You can write an imaginary 0 down here, right? And then bring it all the way down and make this a 20. And 4 fits into 20 exactly 5 times. Now we got 20. We get 0. Because we got 0 as our answer down here, we can stop, and our answer is 19.5. So this is another example of dividing things that don't divide equal. Right, this is a 19.5. We usually want whole numbers as our answer, but this is how you would do it if you couldn't get a 0. So you would just keep working until you get some terminating number. Terminating number just means that it stops. Because there's some divisions that if you do them, you'll just get dot numbers unto infinity. But once you get 0 down here, that's when you can stop the division process and you can get this as your answer. Over here, this will be a regular whole number. So let's work on that. So we're gonna look at this number as a entire thing, right? So we're gonna look at how many times can 56 fit into 1. Can't really fit into 1 anytime, so we're gonna write 0, multiply it. This times this is just 0. 1 minus 0 is just 1. Bring down the 1. How many times can 56 fit into 11? Again, it can't. So we're going to write 0. 56 times 0 would be 0. Subtract that. We're going to get 0 down here. Bring down the 7. Oh, sorry. Forgot about these. How many times can 56 fit into 117? This is where you kind of just have to do some guessing. So I'm going to guess that you can work on the side here. I'm going to do 56 times 3. So I'm going to multiply these. This should be 18, 1, 15, 16. 56 times 3 is 168. That's a way bigger than this, so we know it's going to be less than 3, or we got to multiply this by. So you do 56 times 2. Let's do that one. That'd be 12. And this would be 10, 11. That's pretty close, and that's the only number we can really pick for now, so let's just pick that. 56 times 2 is this, right? So let's put it down here. This minus this is 5, and these two will just be 0. And now our final number down here, oh, it just so happens to be a 56. So all we have to write is a 1 up here. Is 56 times 1 will give us 56, which will give us 0. We can stop our process of division, and then we can just get our answer, which is 21. That's the answer. So I'm going to write down 4 practice problems, and then I'll work on them. So these are the practice problems that we're going to be working on. So you can pause the video. 54 divided by 2. 2 can fit into 5. We can say 2 times. 2 times 2 is just 4. 1. Bring down the 4. 7. So you can say 14, right? 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract that will give us 0. Our answer is 27. 74 divided by 8. We can do, can't really fit in there. It's 0. 0. Sorry, not 8. 0. 7 minus that would just be 7. And we'll get bring a 4 down. Now we are gonna have to guess. So we can do 8. I know 8 times 8 is 64. And I know 8 times 9 will give me 72. So I gotta just pick 9. That's supposed to be a 9. 9 times 8 is 72. We'll get a 2. Right? This will give us 2. This will be 0. We're gonna have to write a little decimal point here. All right, 0. 8 fits into 20 about. Probably should have spaced these out a little more. It fits into 20 about 2 times. Yeah, because then we get 16. That'll give us 4, right? I'll rewrite this on down here. That'll give us a 4 because we do this thing. This is 4. This will be 0. Now we're gonna have to put another right here, and then we're gonna put a 0 down here. And 8 fits into 45 times. This will be it'll be 40 minus 40. So our answer is 9.25. That's our answer for the second problem. Over here, we're gonna do how many times can 6 fit into 12? Oh, sorry, we gotta look at. I almost forgot. So it can't fit into this. Let's do that. 1. Bring this down. Fit in twice. So we can do 12. It'll be 0. Right. Then we gotta bring down the 8. Now 6 fits into 8 one time, right? Let's write one right here. This will give us a 2. We have to keep going. A little decimal point on both of these. Bring the 0 all the way down. Get a little 20. It fits in about 3 times. We'll get 18, and we get a 2. So we're gonna have to do another 0. Bring it down. We're gonna get 20, and we can pick a 3. We'll get 18, and we get the same stuff we got here. So if I were to continue this on, to show you. So if I were to continue this forever, I would get 21.333 ... infinity. One more bit of knowledge for you. If you want, you can write it like a little bar on top. This little bar on top just means that this number repeats for infinity. So you could just, if you want to write something like that. I just want to show you an example where it does, where if you divide something, you get something, that doesn't add, basically. You'll never know the answer. Exactly. You can estimate. So it's approximately this number. It's not actually this number. I'm going to rewrite this down here. All right. 6 fits into 3 0 times. We'll do 0 minus 3. 3 minus 0 is just 3. Bring down the 3. Now it fits into this number about 5 times. 6 times 5 is 30. We'll get 3. This is 0. Bring down the 6. 36. So we can do 6 times 6 will give us 36. We get 0. Our answer is 56. So yeah, that's how you divide. Pretty cool.